Welcome back to Turnbuckle Chat podcast, bringing you our Survivor Series review. Survivor Series happened early hours of this morning, so we are very tired, it's fair to say, bringing this one. Joining me today, obviously as normal, is David, and we've got a new member in Matt. Welcome to the channel, Matt.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me.
How are we, David? We're good?
Tired from last night, but after being up since 8. But yeah, all good. How are you?
Yeah.
How are we both?
Be better if I hadn't done a 4.5 hour stream last night being shagged by a dog, and then the dog was just hard work, but it was obviously a good night. We'll get on to some Survivor Series a little bit later on. We'll, as we do every Sunday, we'll talk about what's happening in WWE this week.
Yes.
Few topics we'll discuss. Mainly, probably going to be the NXT Iron Survivor pickers, Survivor contestants that were picked by John Cena. First of all, I want to get your thoughts, because I thought it was quite a funny way to start on the Brock Lesnar entrance on Raw. Obviously, Brock Lesnar slips on something and makes it look so cool, but
yeah,
when them kind of moments happen, you just can't do it but laugh, can you?
No, it was hilarious seeing that, to be fair. But the way he carried on with it, though, laughing, it was good.
Made it look like it was natural, didn't he? Like he was meant to do it the whole time, and it was like,
Brock, though, isn't it? Brock's like one of them guys where he's just like, you know what, I'm just going to tough it out no matter what happens. Just tough it out. Let's go with it.
We spoke about it on the stream yesterday. This morning, he is looking big. Like, he is putting the weight on, but he is shredding that into muscle. When he was huge last night.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the biggest I've ever seen him, and he's just terrifying to look at, isn't he? So I don't think I would have laughed if I was in the front row and Brock Lesnar had just fell over trying to do his entrance. I think I'd have just, like everyone else did, kept a straight face and moved on with it. But obviously, that led to Team Vision getting the. I don't know if we call him Team Vision or Team Brock. I think we go Team Brock because, let's be honest, Brock ain't been in no one's team. They also got the advantage for yesterday. Like I said, we'll come on to that. If we go on to NXT, though, just looking at the notes I've got, obviously John Cena made the appearance this week of picking the Iron Survivor contestants. So in the women's Iron Survivor will be Sol Ruka, Lola Vice, Kalani Jordan, Jordan Grace, and the current Evolve Women's Champion, Kendall Gray. Come to you first, Matt. What are your thoughts on who he's picked for that?
You know what? I'm going to go with Sol Ruka. I think she's really impressed me from what I've seen. Like her ability. I mean, she had that little injury going on, but she's obviously bounced straight back from that. And to me, like, she's getting there where she should be up to the main show. Like she's totally stepped over that boundary where from NXT to Raw, SmackDown, whichever one, she should be there right now. I mean, they're probably building it up, so she is. But to me, like personally, I think she's above everyone else in that division for talent-wise. So I reckon he's gone with her. But I would go with her as well. That's who I think he's chose for that.
Yeah, I think, like you said there, like she's impressed a lot recently. That, like we spoke about in the podcast the other day, David, where we said, her and Zaria or Zaria, whatever her name is, they come up onto the main roster. They fought with Alexa and Charlotte. They were quite impressive. I don't think they did themselves any danger. She's probably got one of the best finishers out of the women's division at the moment, Soul Snatcher. Where she is, though, is where I kind of expect Jordan Grace to be. I've not really been impressed with her since she's coming from TNA, if I'm honest with you. She got built up quite big, and Lola Vice is another one that was built up quite big. But I'll come to you, David. What are your thoughts on with the women that have been picked?
I think it's great, some great choices, but I think my pick we have to go for is Jordan Grace. I think I'm going with
she's the Brock Lesnar women. She's the the thing with her is she reminds me a lot of Jade Cargill, like the big powerlifting bodybuilder style. That how many people have we seen like that in WWE? And the only one I could probably sit there and say bodybuilder style that was successful is John Cena. A lot of them don't work out. Bobby Lashley was another one that came in, had a good run, got fired, did a load of indie work, come back, had another good title run, got fired again. Hasn't really done a lot. The bodybuilders don't seem to work in WWE, and I think you struggle with her there. Kalani Jordan, I don't really know a lot about to be able to give her the point. And Kendall Gray's another one that, again, I don't really know much about her, but I think I'm Lola Vice. I think they give her a little push with AAA. And she did really well with that. Had a good battle tag teaming with Stephanie Vakia. So I think maybe Lola Vice might get the push because she needs the push. Where someone like Sol Ruka, like Matt said, you're already at that level where you should be on the main roster. Where I feel like Lola Vice, that gives her that push to try and get her there. But yeah, so different opinions on that. Be quite interested to see how that ends up. Obviously, as we're aware, the winners of the Iron Survivals will appear on December 13th, Saturday Night Main Event. They will be in a match for, don't cry, David, John Cena's final ever appearance in WWE.
It's going to be sad.
It's going to be horrible. It's going to be a horrible day. We probably will be live streaming it, so you'll get David crying his proper blubbering mess as John Cena waves goodbye to the crowd.
It's understandable, though, that.
Until the 31st of January when he comes out number 30 in the Royal Rumble. Calling it right here, right now. John Cena's number 30 in the Royal Rumble. No care. Mate, imagine the pop, though, if he did. If he just went, I'm coming out number 30 in the Royal Rumble. That would be like Edge's return. People would lose their mind. So, moving on to the men's side, we've got Miles Bourne, Randy Orton 2.0. Dion Lennox, part of Dark State. Javon Evans, who again had to push in WWE. Obviously faced Gunter in the tournament anyway, so he's got a good push. Leon Slater, who's currently the TNA X Division champion. And I don't want to say his name because he might appear, but Joe Hendry being the 5th member. So what come to you first, David, this time. What are your thoughts on who's been picked for the men?
Again, the great choices, but if I'm stuck between two, I'm stuck between Juwan Evans and Joe Hendry. I think it would be great to have Joe Hendry on the show.
Yeah.
Especially to be on the PLE, and obviously for the big reason for seeing his last match. But it's those two for me. I reckon it's going to be after those two.
Matt?
Honestly, I was going to say Javon Evans because he is really impressive. What he can do in the ring and talent.
He's very bouncy.
Talent-wise. Yeah, like you haven't seen that in a good while from an actual someone from NXT. Like they're all just like, I don't know how to explain it. Like he is really bouncy. Like you said, like he can pretty much do anything. He puts his mind to it.
Whereas he's only like 21, isn't he? 21, 22.
He's
really young.
Pretty young. He's pretty young. He's trying to think now. He's about 21, 22.
Yeah, I'm
21.
more looking at maybe Leon Slater. Obviously getting a good push in TNA. Very, very unknown person. Maybe you bring him into a WWE world, give him that a bit of a push in the wrestling scene on the basis of in maybe a year or two he signed with NXT and you can give him that good push at the top of there. But I also find it very hard not to pick Miles Bourne.
I was going to say Miles Bourne he's impressive as well.
He stepped away from that quarter crew, whatever it was. He was with Charlie Dempsey and whatever there.
Yeah.
He stepped away from that and he's had that solo run. He had some very good matches against Obafemi, who is one person I'm surprised hasn't been picked for this. I thought now that he's back, he would be in that, and then that give him the main roster push. But Miles Bourne had a good couple of matches there, and he's had a good rivalry last couple of weeks with Ricky Starks and building that. So I could see a push for him. But then I come to where David said it. I can't imagine that final match of Cena's and we don't have Joe Hendry on it, especially if we were to have Joe Hendry versus The Miz. Someone whose greatest ever match was at WrestleMania against John Cena, and then the guy who says his whole career is because of John Cena. Two people in that are John Cena's influenced them. I feel like that would also be a really good match, but I'd have probably took Dion Lennox out of that because Dark State have got going on what they've got, and I'd probably put Obafemi in it. Javon, I think, is very much like Sol Ruka. He's had, like I said, he come on to SmackDown the other week and he faced Gunter in the My Time Is Now tournament. He was on SmackDown a couple weeks prior to that as well in a match. I think Javon Evans has got that push where Royal Rumble, maybe you have a good little run in the Rumble, that then after that they bring him up to Raw or SmackDown. So I don't think this tournament does a lot for him. But anyone obviously who's going to be on that card is going to be quite impressive. So who are you? If you were to pick someone that is a definite winner, you can only pick one. Who's it going to be for both? Come to you first, Matt.
Sol Ruka. Sol Ruka, easy for women.
Yeah, and the men.
Javon, straight up.
Javon Evans. Yeah,
I'm sticking with them too.
Sol and Javon. David.
I'm going to say Henry. I've got to go for Henry 100%, and I'm going to stick with Jordan Grace as well.
Jordan Grace. I'm going to say Miles Bourne and Lola Vice.
Okay, so we'll split.
All
there.
different. All different. And I think that's what's quite exciting with NXT is they've got quite a lot going on, and we've obviously done videos where we spoke about NXT before, and especially when you look at people that have come through NXT that are in the main roster now. Like you look at the War Games main event, and you've got Roman Reigns in it that come through, Bron Breakker come through, Bronson Reed come through. So it's three main people. The women's match, you had Alexa, Charlotte, Rhea, Io,
Oscar.
AJ was the only one that didn't come through. And then on the other team, Bailey did, not Bailey, Becky did, Oscar did, Nia did, Lash just did, and Kyrie did. So the only person in the women's War Game match that didn't come through NXT was AJ Lee. And let's be honest, she doesn't need to come through NXT. She's had that career there. But NXT is very influential for where we are now. And probably 10, 15 years ago, we'd have gone, don't care about NXT. Where now we're sat there watching what that was, that NXT. Very, very interesting ones. Obviously, we'll now go on to look at what happened with War Games. Obviously, very, very interesting pay-per-view. I'm actually quite glad that, Matt, you managed to watch all of it because I want to start with the one match that you come on to me and the first thing you said to me was, what the hell was that about? The one match that probably let the pay-per-view down being Nikki and Stephanie. What are your thoughts, Matt? Go on, get out.
Well, I've already said to you what I thought. Just straight up to me, it was just a boring match. Like it was just there just to be on the card, like to make one match. Like for me, in all honesty, it didn't have a purpose being on that PLE at all. Yes, it's for the championship, but for me, it wasn't a PLE worthy match.
No, there was no build up to it, and we said yesterday, didn't we, David? We said it's not a win-win for WWE. When you look at matches, you go, it needs to be like Dominic and John Cena. It builds up. There's a reason behind John winning. There's a reason behind Dom winning. It builds. It was either you have Stephanie squash Nikki, which obviously happened. There's no point in that. Or you'd have had Nikki win the title and then completely ruin Stephanie's run. And it just didn't make sense to me why that match was put there. I'd have rather have seen something more interesting, maybe the traditional Survivor Series elimination tag match.
Yeah,
maybe that could have gone in on the card, and you have two War Games and a big Survivor Series tag, and maybe the John Cena match, and you do a little bit, or you look at the IC title being defended, or the a US Open Challenge would have been good. Put it on a pay-per-view, and Ilya Dragunov could have defended that and made it a bit interesting. And maybe you got Ciampa come out. You could have given Ciampa the win to get rid of that whole storyline there, but it was a bit of a squash match. Bit of a ball fest.
Anything else would have been better than just that match.
The way that I put them kind of matches is that's the match that you go to the toilet in.
Yeah.
Because you're not really fussed if you miss the game. What are your thoughts, David? What do you think of the actual match?
Yeah, no, I do think it was a squash match. I do think that they've WWE's put it in there like a filler match.
Yeah.
There is good storylines out there at the moment, so which we could have, well, I would have rather seen, like the traditional Survivor Series tag match that was on SmackDown. Like you could have put that on the card and built it, and then with the big with like the White Six as well.
Yeah.
It could have all been linked in on the PLE.
Yeah.
We could have seen not the women, another maybe Chelsea Green on it with their title, just to and then it'd be interesting to see maybe she could start doing a US Open challenge.
Oh, that'd be quite interesting actually to see. Or I said it to you the other day. I think I said about Maxine Dupree doing it and bringing something different to the IC title. That'd have been quite interesting because you could have potentially got a pop as well. If you watch Raw back, she having a conversation with Adam Pearce and she says, "I'll give Natty a call." You could have had that pop if the Open challenge was taken by Natalya.
Yeah.
So she's calling Natty for help, and Natty's going, "No, I'm coming for your title."
Yeah, I think you
get a
summed up
storyline there
perfectly.
you could have run.
I think you summed up perfectly, saying it's like there's no benefits from Ad Superstar.
No,
it coming off of the match, whoever won really, it was just definitely it was a sort of a squash match as well.
I kind of feel like it was meant to be Stephanie's big push as a champion. You've beat a Hall of Famer, you beat a former #1 diva women's player wrestler.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of botches in the matches. Like the match.
I was going to mention that, like what. Can't remember what it was called now, but she did it on the announce table. That looked all right. Yeah, Devil's Kiss. She did it on the announce table. That looked all right, but then as soon as it got into the ring,
Nikki Bella's lay flat.
Yeah, it was like, are you really a Hall of Famer? Like, are you really that like?
You can't put someone over. You're not that good. To be fair.
No. And for me, it was just flat. It was just like, what? Why?
Yeah.
Like, the camera angle didn't help because obviously it just looked so terrible in the ring. If they maybe changed it, it would have made it look a little bit better. But to me, it was just
the only thing I liked from that match was that flip finish that Stephanie does. That is a great little finish.
Yeah, she actually
that looks well hard to do.
Yes, last night.
She's definitely got probably one of the best female move sets in WWE. She always seems quite a good moves, but I think there was a lot of botches in it to the point that it made it look bad. And I think it was meant to be. You could see Stephanie got quite annoyed in the match, especially after that Devil's Kiss. She was fuming. I think maybe it didn't quite go as planned because there was a point earlier in the match where I think you pointed out, David, when you said it looked like Nikki, I think, went for the Devil's Kiss and botched the move 2 or 3 times trying to get to it. To the point it ended up being that she just rolled Stephanie out the ring, or the other way around. Stephanie rolled, and it was like, "Oh, great, here we go." But obviously, the less we can say on that, the better.
I mean, for me, one last thing about Nikki Bella is like it's like her wrestling like before, obviously before she retired, like semi-retired, whatever you want to call it. Like she hasn't changed one bit. Like to me, she was always like that sluggish one as well, like where she botched now and then. It wasn't often, but it was now and then.
Notice it when it happened.
Yeah, it is that noticeable when it happens. It happens, and to me, it hasn't changed since she's come back. And I'm just like, that's one reason why I wasn't really interested, because I know exactly how that match would have gone.
I said yesterday on our live stream that Brie Bella has come out in a podcast and said that she wants one more run in the WWE with Nikki Bella. And I said I've always preferred Brie because I think Brie's a better wrestler. Nikki really only had the job. I said last night on the podcast, Nikki only had the job because she went and got a boob job and had tits.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Where Brie was all natural. She's a better grappler, a better in-ring wrestler. She does botch a bit, but not as noticeable when she does.
Yeah.
She's just got a genuine aura about her character of it's a fun character, it's a good character, etc. And when her and Nikki had the rivalry before, when it came around to Stephanie McMahon, you could see that Brie was the better wrestler. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe Brie comes back for one run, but it is Brie versus Nikki, and Brie gets the credit she deserves because she is the better wrestler. But no, that was definitely a match that, to fair to say, I was quite disappointed with it. But we'll switch on from that one and come on to the other title match, we should say. That if you watched our live stream last night, 1, thank you. We were live for 4.5 hours. It was an interesting event. 2, we said it a lot that it was a match that didn't give John Cena what he should have had.
Yeah.
There was too much involvement, too much outside interference for Dom. Obviously, the big talking point, get your opinions on it first. We'll start with you, David. Liv Morgan returning. How happy are you to see her back?
Made up that she's back. The way she come back, I feel like it's maybe could have waited, maybe possibly to the Rumble. Maybe I think she would have got a bigger pop at the Rumble. Don't get me wrong, she got a pop last night, but it was when she came back, she hit Dom, and then she obviously did that to Cena, and then went back Dom. It would have just been like we discussed it last night. It would have just been better if you just attack Cena straight away instead of just doing that to Dom. Really,
I think you get the way you get that massive pop.
Yeah,
because she slapped Dom and everyone lost their shit.
Yeah.
I think you do that to Dom, you kick Cena in the nuts, then you leave. So you've come back, but no one knows. Are you with Dom? Are you with Cena? Are you against Judgment Day? What's the storyline? And then you go into Raw where it could be like, oh, I knew what I was doing. I did it to help you kind of story. But you obviously had the match started, Dom faked that injury. You then get Roxanne and Raquel got involved. They got taken out. Then the referee gets taken out. Then you get Finn and JD come in more in Judgment Day. That was where I was kind of expecting like an AJ or something to protect Cena.
Even because Rey Mysterio was on the Rey Mysterio was there. He was on the pre-show as well on the panel.
Ray would have got a big pop as well, being in his hometown.
Yeah.
That would have been a massive pop for Ray.
Yeah, I'll see against Dom as well, coming out to save Cena and Cena and Ray having like a team up, because obviously we've seen that on Cena's final Raw appearance as well, which totally made sense. And I know Sheamus is injured now, but Ray just made sense. I was just waiting to hear the music, but it was a bit. I think the match, the one that they get me was the fake injury, because we were on the podcast. We were like, well, that looked like it hurt, and like, is he actually?
He sells that so well.
Yeah.
That was like a really interesting moment for the match.
I thought that was genuine.
Same.
I thought it was genuine, and I started questioning it when Raquel and Roxanne carried on taking out John Cena, and I'm going, what's going on here? Are they just going to take him out, slide Dom in the ring, Dom get a cheap little pin, and it'd be an Eddie Guerrero style squash match? But what are your overall thoughts on the match, Matt? What did you make of the Cena match?
What can you say? Like the way it was come to the end, it was too much. Like you said, there was too much involvement. One-sided involvement to help him win. I mean, I get that they want Cena to drop the belt just before he goes. I get it, because he's not going to take a belt with him. But there could have been, like you said, so much better throughout. Like if someone come out, like I said, Rey Mysterio could have, or even someone from AAA. If someone come from AAA,
it's not about shot, to be fair.
They could go after Dom's belt in the future.
To be fair, you could have had Penta or Rey Fenix. Obviously, Penta, we know, potentially injured.
Yeah.
But you've got the Lucha Bros that are now facing El Grande Americano and Dom. You could have had one of those come out, maybe a Rey Fenix and a Rey Mysterio, the two Rays coming out, to make it a bit even with that. Obviously, that would turn the storyline a bit more. But I think we've all agreed it was a bit one-sided against Cena. We all love Super Cena, but let's be honest, Super Cena was never working in that situation. That was not a...
What I was surprised at.
I do want to give Cena credit, though, because we all know how good John Cena is in the ring. Obviously, he is the never seen 17 greatest of all time. No one is going to ever compare to him. But the way he still put Dom over and his sales for it all and that. I think you're never going to find a guy in history that is going to be able to do what he does. He got Dom so much hate in that match just from being silly Cena. And then he says it at the end when he's looking down at his wife in the ring, and he goes, they're coming from all angles or something like that. And I think you look at that storyline of he wants us to think what we're thinking of. That was so one-sided, but it kind of don't make sense now of where you take that storyline, because usually it's now 1-1 in between the two of them. Yeah. You'd have a third match go on where it'd be the final decider. Whoever Dom would maybe win that and be like, right, I've beaten him twice, I'm the best, blah blah. But now we turn our attention straight to December 13th for his final opponent. Yeah. And I said to you the other day, I think, David, it was, I feel like Dom come in the right storyline, the wrong time. I think this was maybe just before or just after Mania. You maybe make him lose that title a little bit quicker to Cody, and then you bring in Dom when he's got 25 days left and 25 appearances left or whatever, and you build that storyline. Or even when they were abroad and you had all the story before between Chamber and Mania and stuff when he first turned heel, you could have had the storyline there. You could have done more with it. I think Dom's probably the wrong time, and I feel sorry because he could have had a massive run from facing Cena if it was done earlier. Yeah. I just think it was the wrong time of the timeline to have it. But obviously, it was still a good match, and I rate the match was quite good. It was entertaining to watch because you sat there, like you're on the edge of your seat going, come on, Ray, music hit, or someone's music hit, AJ or something like that. But then that deflated moment after where you go in, well, that was a bit of a shit one. It weren't. It was a good match compared to the Stephanie and Nikki where you sit there and go,
oh yeah,
that was just a shit match.
Yeah.
This one was actually a good match, and it was very interesting and very telling, but it wasn't quite the hype that we wanted it to.
I mean, on my notes, obviously, I made a few notes, obviously, watching it. Like, it made me laugh when Cena was going for the 5-knuckle shuffle in the crowd, doing it early, and he was like 1, 2, 3, and then it just got perfect, and he's like thumbs up like that as well. I was like, oh, come on.
Other ones, yeah. I also I love his facial expressions, and the one thing that we've took out from this year was his heel turn, the eyes into the distance gone. Oh, I like that Liv Morgan did that and kind of turned on Cena the way that Cena turned on Cody. Yeah. But I absolutely love that about 30 seconds before she hugs him, he's in the background just being that jokey character, laughing and stuff because she slapped Dom. And he's like, oh, like he loves to like hype the crowd up. Yeah. And that's where I think if she just slapped Dom, turned around, did what she did, kick Cena, or even if she just slapped Cena and give them both the same kind of situation, I think that Cena's reaction sells that a lot better. But
what did make sense to me though was obviously Liv coming back absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
but I think there might be some issues with Judgment Day like going forward, because obviously when Roxanne first come in, obviously Raquel was like weary about her like and stuff. So I reckon in the future now going forward that there's going to be something maybe between
Liv didn't like her either because of how her and Dom are.
Yeah.
So I think we're now looking at Royal Rumble is the implosion of Judgment Day.
Yeah.
And I think it either will come from Roxanne eliminating Liv.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or it'll come from Dom eliminating Finn.
Yeah.
And
I think that might lead up to Finn versus Dom for the title as well.
At Mania. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Either way that goes, I think you end up with a title match at Mania, because I think maybe Roxanne will now try and go for the IC Women's title. Mm-hmm. Maybe she gets that just before Rumble. And then goes into Rumble, eliminates Liv. That could cause scenes. You could then end up with maybe Liv in Chamber and Roxanne in the Chamber. And again, Liv or they cost each other the match.
Mm-hmm.
And then you end up with a match at Mania. So I think I think we can start looking now at Raws, SmackDowns, and PLEs, whatever's coming through. We are going to start seeing the starts of Mania matches beginning.
Yeah.
Which then brings me on to War Games Women's, because that's got me and David have definitely got a WrestleMania match out of that.
Okay.
Everything's happening. We've got a whole story, but we'll go into the War Games match first. First thing I want to look at is the actual style of War Games this year was different.
Yeah, no,
not having the cages.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
No,
I don't know. I think I preferred it.
See, for me, I didn't like it just because it like you could always attack someone before they come out. Whereas if they're all in the cage, at least you know they're there.
But I like the idea that they've changed it.
But it felt more like a Rumble. Like the countdown and that, it felt like that, and I was just like, this isn't the Rumble.
But I liked that point of you get the entrances and then you get, spoiling it a little bit to what we're going to talk about, but you get Brock Lesnar doing what Brock Lesnar did. Yeah. That's never been done. No one has ever gone in. I said this the other day and I thought it'd be done a bit differently, but no one's ever gone into War Games and then exited the cage.
Yeah.
Brock was the first one to do that. He goes in, he destroys everyone. Roman's music hits, and he stood in the aisle like, come on, I'm ready for you. And that just gives that little bit of a twist, a bit of a difference to it. But going back to the women's one, I also love coming onto the entrances. Io Sky coming out with a bin with her name on it. Well, with a bin lid with her name on it.
Trash can.
The trash can. We all knew that. We all knew that Io Sky was going to jump off the cage with a bin.
Oh yeah, man! It's like a tradition, isn't it?
7 years in a row, it's been done. It looked dangerous though when she came off that, because she hits Nia Jax with the top of the bin, not the side of it, and that looked dangerous. But come to you, Matt. Coming to you, Matt. What are your overall thoughts and opinions on the women's War Game match?
Overall, it was good. Like I actually enjoyed it this year. Io Sky, like I said, was predictable. Like you could tell, like she's literally the only one who's going to jump off that cage with a trash can on her. She's literally the only one. If someone else does it, I don't think it'd be that entertaining, because you just think straight away, Io Sky's going to do that. Nia
Jax, that would be quite interesting to watch.
Are you going to get a trash can that big? I don't want to say it, but
she's lost a lot of weight. We did.
That is one thing I noticed as well. That she looks slimmer than I've.
She's lost a lot of weight, but I'm going to put it in the nicest way possible. White is not her colour.
No, it's not. I agree with that. I get exactly what you're saying there. Obviously, there was a few botches during that match, but that's understandable, because obviously having two rings, it's not normal for them to have a ring next to each other.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the one I'm talking about was Io Sky. I think it was she went off the one rope, slightly missed or slipped under the other one, but she recovered very well.
She slipped and turned it into like a clothesline, didn't she?
Yeah.
Well, she just slipped and I can't think what it's called, but Logan does that front flips.
Yeah.
Clothesline thing. Disco Lariat or something like that. It's called. She kind of does that with it. So, but yeah, I know it well.
My first thing as well is Charlotte Flair. Her attire, absolutely amazing. Like obviously it was designed by that little girl who's brain cancer, is it? I believe.
Yeah.
Like to me, it was different, but it suited her down to a T. Like
the character now, yeah.
So
but
I was
at the same time, we all sat there and went, "Where's the big robe?"
Yeah.
Like that was the first thing we noticed. Was like, "Where's her big robe?" But I think that kind of change for her.
Yeah.
It kind of takes her out her father's footsteps, because that is so Ric Flair. And I think she needs to get her own little style now.
Yeah.
And I think that could be a change where her and Alexa being these best friend kind of people. Alexa is all black jacket and stuff like that. If Charlotte starts getting that, maybe we look at getting like a darker side of Charlotte rather than this bright blonde girl we've had the whole time. Maybe we get a heel, but it could be like a dark heel, all black clothing, like they said, black jacket and stuff, and maybe a different side of.
I made a note as well. Like for me, like tag team wise, like friends wise, to me, Charlotte and Alexa, like they don't go, but they work it. And I put a note on my phone. Like to me, it reminds me of Booker T and Goldust back in the day. Like it shouldn't work, but it worked.
Rock and Sock. That's what it. Mick
Sock.
Foley and The Rock shouldn't work, but it did.
Yeah.
Like it's just weird, but it works.
Yeah.
It shouldn't work, but it works. So
Sheamus and Cesaro give me that kind of vibe. The bar should never have worked, but they did.
It did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, overall, like I said, like it was a good match. Like to me, for a War Games, they done good.
I think our only criticism was, and I seen that Dave Mounts pointed on it, with that and Blood and Guts or whatever the AEW one is, that weapons ruin the War Games. But I sat there after the first one and we went, where's the tables? Where's the chairs? Where's the candlesticks? Where's all the weapons gone that we all want? Like, you want to see Rhea Ripley leg it to the ring and then go, let me pull out a table. Pulls out a table like people do. And I think that it could have had a bit more spice like that, or a little bit like the men's one. We were kind of expecting an interference or
I was expecting a lot more weapons
to come up.
That's what I was expecting.
Lash Legend, I called it on the stream last night that they were going to protect her, bring her in, and then literally 5 minutes of her being in the ring, they misted her because they didn't want to do anything and getting herself hurt. And you sit there going, you're overprotected. If you're going to have to overprotect someone, don't have him in that match. AJ Lee's just come back after 10 years away, and I thought for her first ever cage match, let alone
she didn't
War
look
Games,
bad at all in there.
her first ever cage match, especially when she went that bit sadistic in the second ring, and she fought the three of them. I thought she did really well and was quite impressed with. Like she doesn't look like she's had ring rust. And don't get me wrong, she's been training with CM Punk and other people, Natalia and stuff like that. But if you looked at AJ and you said to someone, how long do you reckon she's been wrestling? Someone's not going to turn around to you and go, oh, a couple of years, but she had 10 years away. You kind of look like she's just stayed with the times.
On my notes, I put down, like, to me, she seems better than what she was before. Like now she's come back.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
she's not the typical diva though, is she?
No.
Back then they were divas, and she wanted it to be, let's make women wrestlers. So I think now she can thrive under being AJ Mendez or AJ Lee, whatever you want to call her, being herself.
We give a shout out to Rhea's attire. That Rhea Ripley's attire was absolutely amazing, and I'm surprised that they even said what film it was from, because those films are, like, my opinion, amazing. Nothing to do with this, but amazing. But the attire and how they mentioned it, like for me, I think it's the first time I've heard them actually mention, like, full on what it was from, what, like, the title of the movie and what the character was called.
The only other time they've done anything like that was when they do it with Zelina Vega, and they say, like, when she come out as from Dragon Ball Z and stuff, they've announced what anime she'd been from. But Rhea's, a lot of their attires that were in there were interesting. I like the fact that, even though I kind of called it, that Becky would say, I didn't tap out, I was trying to call people over. And then on Dave Mounts, Pete Rosenberg podcast, she's come out and gone, I didn't tap, I was calling people over. Called it, but I love the fact that she holds the war cage door shut, and AJ's just like, well, fuck it then, I'll climb over and get in. She's like, you're not going to let me in the normal way, I'll climb over and get in. And it gives a bit of a difference, but we said probably a 7. If we were rating it out of 10, probably rated it about 7. Looking back at some of the highlights that I've seen post on social media today, probably go at like an 8, maybe give it a little bit of extra push, because it was good storytelling in it, and obviously the way they built it all up, and some of the moves. Yeah, okay, there were some botches, and we could have had more weapons and stuff, but overall, it was a good War Games. What are your thoughts on it, David?
Yeah, no, solid match overall. As we mentioned earlier on our first podcast, I think it was, building up to WrestleMania. I think we will get that AJ Becky at WrestleMania, so that's going to be interesting how that storyline goes on. It was nice to see Becky come to like social media and podcast again. They said like, "Oh, never tapped," so we're getting all the complaints from that. Some really nice spots in the match as well. I think it was I would probably say match of the night for me, to be fair. Even though it was only I rated it 7, 8 out of 10. It was still probably match of the night for me.
Jumped your gun. I wouldn't say match of the night, but
Nah.
it's very close between the two Wargames matches.
Yeah.
But
I personally preferred that one. That's what I prefer.
Yeah, we've also had the conversation of catching Matt up on what we've said before. Is we have a feeling that it's going to go to Becky will get her IC retitle match. AJ will cost her again.
Yeah.
It'll go to Rumble and Becky will eliminate AJ or vice versa.
Yeah.
Maybe it goes to Chamber and it happens again, and then we end up with them two in the first singles match for Mania. Quite interesting to see that Becky's words were, I'm not coming back until the decision's reversed. Could we potentially now see Becky get that little break she's apparently been requesting, and we now don't see Becky till Rumble? You have AJ maybe in the ring dominating, and then all of a sudden you hear the man has come around. Becky's music hits and she comes back on a warpath just to destroy AJ.
Yeah.
Or maybe we get that after she loses the IC rematch. Maybe that gets announced on Raw for the week after. She gets the rematch. AJ costs her, and then she just disappears for a bit. Quite interesting to see how she takes that decision, but loving the fact that she's having a meltdown on social media all the time. We like the little social media meltdowns. But let's go to obviously the main event was the men's war game. We'll just get straight to the point. Who the hell is the guy in the black?
Yeah.
I've seen a few things today that have said PW Insider and another thing have confirmed it's Austin Theory.
Yeah.
A lot of people online think it's Austin Theory. I've seen people say it's Chris Jericho, Tony D'Angelo, Montez Ford was one that was getting thrown around. Whoever it is, they are jacked.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I don't think it's Jericho, because the way they scaled that cage up on exit, that was quick. So
that's what we said. It's got to be someone young.
Yeah, I don't think it's Jericho, because I don't think he could move that quick now.
I said it's also not necessarily the point of how they escaped the cage. Look how they got in the cage.
Yeah.
So getting out, Jericho probably could go that quick, because if you watch him, he uses the ring to elevate him and that bounce off the rope.
Yeah.
Pushes him up the cage. All that is then is upper body strength just to pull yourself up. But how quick he scales the cage from the outside, where there is nothing to project you, that was quick, and that's why I instantly thought Austin Theory. Before he stomped, I said Theory, and then he stomped, and we were like, "Oh, could that have been Seth?" And then they obviously said the story. He's just had surgery, so it's like, how much of that is true? I know, obviously, he's meant to be out until probably just before Mania. Maybe we'll get a Rumble return from him, but
from what I saw, Seth was there though. From what I saw,
Seth's always there because he has to him and Becky have got a child, haven't they? They're a little Rue, so he's there with Rue anyway, because Rue likes to go to the matches. So,
but yeah,
I don't think he was the right body shape for Seth Rollins. If I'm honest,
No.
he looked too jacked.
No,
it was more like a Theory build. Like it wasn't exactly the tallest of people, but then like I said, he looked jacked. And Theory, in all fairness, is someone who's not tall.
The guy has lats on him. He had some lats on him.
That's what Theory's got.
Theory's obviously been out injured. Last time we seen Theory, he was with Grayson Waller, who's now with the New Day, which is a really weird situation. But I think Theory joining Division is massive, because it'll give him Heyman, which is, we always say it, and everyone says it, Heyman makes careers. So you give him Heyman, and he pushes Theory that little bit. But yeah, Heyman will push Theory that bit extra. Whereas I think if you were to bring him back just standard and try and get that rivalry with Grayson Waller, don't think it would work. But him joining the division would be interesting to see. Curious why they went with the stomp, because they're trying to convey that it's Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
But I think it's very obvious from, like we said, the physique and the style and the quickness. It's not Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
I'd have liked them to have seen maybe a new finisher from Theory that no one's ever seen, and then it would put us all in question because no one would have known the finisher, and gone that way with it. But it's one of those where we'll have to have I'm starting.
But yeah, no. I don't reckon it would have been Rollins anyway, because it wouldn't make sense, because you got someone, Braun Breaker, who takes him out of the division itself.
Yeah.
And then for, say if it was Rollins, for him to come back and just stomp CM Punk like how he did.
But he's got a big rival with CM Punk though, hasn't he? So it would make sense. Yeah. I think in that situation,
if you're going to do it, you would have done it to both of them.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah. I think in that situation, you stomp CM Punk, and then you see him look at Braun. I think that's where you then just kick Braun in the face and you fuck off.
Yeah.
But talking about Braun in his face, we'll talk about his head. That botch right at the beginning of the match where he's brought up that top rope.
Yeah.
Wow, how we were generally on stream worried that that was a lot worse than it was. That looked really bad, and I 100% bet you he had a headache.
That could
we said it on stream that when you watch it happen, he disappears into the corner. It kind of catches Cody going over or Punk going over, but you see that both of them go over and check he's okay.
Yeah.
And then you have, I want to say, Jimmy's music hits, and you can see Punk and Braun in the other ring, and he's like, "Are you okay?" Kind of checking on him. Obviously, rivalries aside, they have to check that their colleagues are okay and stuff. And glad to see he got back up, and he eventually, obviously, got the pin for the win.
Did anyone notice that? He looked green, didn't he?
Yeah,
he looked green. I was like,
I mentioned that last night.
You said that on the stream. You're like, why does he look really green?
His sides, wasn't it? It was more of his sides. And I was like, it's either my TV's messed up or he seriously is turning green.
No, so I was reading something the other day. Apparently, it's when your sweat mixes with like fake tan, it can turn it green. Obviously, we all know Braun Breaker wears fake tan. Sometimes he comes out oranger than an Oompa Loompa, and sometimes he's pale as anything. But apparently, the green look comes from lighting when sweat and tan mix.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people on Twitter, surprisingly, were saying, "Why does Braun look green?" And someone was like, "It's because of the fake tan situation." So, interested that CM Punk and Cody got cut open quite early, but I didn't actually see what happened there.
The Punk one, was it McIntyre who was like dragging his face along the actual cage? Like, that looked like he meant some serious business. With that
was someone though that did that, where they were meant to be dragging their face across the thing, and I pointed it out on the stream. And you're like, I'm sat there going, you're not even against the cage. Like, you were literally on the road.
Whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're trying to sell this with a camera right in front of you. You're not selling it very well. But
I mean,
the one Brock Lesnar obviously destroys Roman Reigns before he gets to the ring. Like I said, a bit of a difference. I think catching him mid-Superman punch and putting him through a table, and then that was a cool way to do it. I love the storytelling of the brass knuckles, still keeping that involved, and then Roman Superman punching everyone with them on was a bit of a different situation. I think Logan let me down. I was expecting more from him. You see what he did in the Rumble, where he was high flying. You see what he does when he's in a ring and he jumps coast to coast, or he jumps onto the table. I kind of expected a bit more from him. High flying, maybe off the top of the cage, or something. Just wasn't.
Cody was more high flying there, because Cody literally started from jumping from the top, didn't he? Because he couldn't get in.
Yeah, and fair play to him, because he stood up and he jumped up rather than forward.
Yeah.
He was high. That was very high.
I was impressed with that. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
It's not something you expect to see from Cody Rhodes either.
No.
But he was very high when he
wasn't.
hit them as well. Like he hit them on their head.
Yeah.
That wasn't a crossbody. That was eat my body. Like you will face it. But no, Roman I expected a bit more from. Going high flying though, if you want to talk about the most high flying person in there, Bronson Reed walked in 3 tsunamis within the first 10 seconds of being in the ring. Nice to see that he didn't break his foot this time.
Yeah, that was good to see.
But what are your overall thoughts, Matt? Like, what was your highlight to the men's?
Surprisingly, it was Brock. When Brock first came in, he was like he was taking everyone Suplex City, F5 in arm, and all that. Who was it now? Jay. He German Suplex. I'm pretty sure it was Jay, and Jay landed on a table and broke the table at the bottom. I was like, okay, so it's definitely broke the table. But yeah, for me overall, for me personally, it was match of the night. It's just like you said earlier about Brock coming out of the cage when it's not been done before, attacking Roman mid-entrance. Well, Roman attacking him. It was just so much like it was different. Like you hadn't seen that before. It was refreshing. Like instead of seeing the same old stuff. Only downside for me was I preferred more weapons, but you don't always need the weapons to make the match good.
Yeah.
And then the high flying as well, like I said, like Cody coming in, jumping off the cage straight away. To me, that was it. Like you didn't need anything else, like anyone jumping from any other place. But then mid-match, it was Jay as well. Jay who ran it back, and the whole crowd, everyone was just
didn't like that.
Mental. You didn't like that?
No, because when you've got the match going on like you have, and you've got the caliber of people that were in the ring at the time, I think it kind of, from a WWE point of view, creative point of view, that's very disrespectful to people like Drew McIntyre and Bron Breakker, who are going to be out there putting their bodies on the line, having a good match, and they're trying to get over the crowd. And you've gone, what you're going to do is about 2-3 minutes after Jey Uso comes in, you're just going to lie on the floor for 5 minutes whilst we play his music.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of a dickhead move.
It was interesting. I seen online after, because he was doing his music hit, and then like when he was doing it, the Lester's music hits, and his face just drops on the camera. I think that was a good point I picked up on. A few people picked up online on Twitter.
I think to go straight into it, because I sat there and I literally went to say it on the stream of, are they going to put a timer up, or are we just going to hear Brock's music? And literally, as I went to say it Brock's music hit, and I was like, oh, okay, that answers my question, because all the other ones, 20 seconds before, they put a 20-second countdown clock in the corner and counting down. Brock's one, they didn't, so no one knew what was going on. You've just got everyone yeeting, and then that happens. But yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that, if I'm honest. I think that was kind of a bit of a pointless move, and I don't want to join the whole hype of get on Jey Uso's back, because he is a very good wrestler. There's a reason why he's in my top 3 tag teams of all time, and there's a reason why he's an ex-world champion and stuff. But I am kind of getting bored of the whole yeet situation and the whole Roman Reigns did it coming through the crowd, and we got bored of it eventually. And then when he started coming through like the way he is now, we were like, oh my god, it's great. I think the whole yeet situation is just overused. I think if you hadn't done the play it back every week and every time he appears, and it hadn't been done, say, since like SummerSlam, and then all of a sudden he's at the top of the cage and he goes, let's do it back, you get that different pop because everyone gets excited, oh, it's something different. But I think there was also a lot in the arena that was like, oh, we're doing this again. We've just done it for his entrance and now we're going again. And it's a bit wasted, but very, very interesting match though, I've got to admit. It was a lot more cage work than I thought there would be. A lot more eat this cage and eat that cage and throwing people into it. So very interesting.
It was a solid match overall, bro. Again, another solid, great match, and obviously we've got that. The Mystic person going in.
I'd say another 8, rated 8. I wouldn't say any higher than an 8.
Yeah.
Although it was
One
8
thing-
stars, 8 points, whatever.
Yeah.
8 out of 10.
One
Oh,
thing I tried to predict was I think it was Braun Breaker with a spear, was it now on, and they were wedged in between the ropes and the cage. I was expecting the cage just to break or something.
You said that, didn't you, David? That you thought
Yeah.
someone was going to go through the cage, and then
Yeah.
it lined up, and you were like, "Here we go." Was it Punk that was in
Yeah,
the?
I think it was Punk, but yeah, I mean, even at the start when obviously Punk was like in the ring with his entrance, like he was shaking it, like, and if you watched the one corner, it seemed like it was loose.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, okay, something's going to go on with that side, and then obviously throughout the match, I saw Braun lining up that, and I was thinking, okay, he's going to take him straight through that cage and roll on the outside, maybe then count it as, I don't know, a draw or something. Where it's never been done before. I was thinking, oh, okay, that's going to be different. That's going to be different. But obviously, it didn't happen. But
so we had the conversation and said about that happening, and I said it's never been done before, so I wouldn't be surprised if it happened. Eventually, it's going to happen that someone's going to escape the cage or get put through the cage. So I thought it would happen, but maybe it wouldn't be a break the cage and get out. It'd be a voluntary. Someone's just going to walk out. But I think in that situation, when it breaks, it's whoever's feet hit the floor first. You give that team a forfeit.
Yeah.
And I think yesterday probably would have been the perfect time to do it, only for the fact that you don't benefit from anyone taking that pin. The only thing that potentially you benefit from with Braun pinning Punk is that it sets up Braun and Punk maybe for Royal Rumble for a match. But apart from that, I don't think you set anything else up, because everyone's now going to be looking at it that Brock or Roman are going to win the Rumble. That'll set up them going after Cody or Punk at Mania, and that's how they'll build that storyline. So I'm not quite sure what they get with Braun taking the pin there, where I feel like if you had Brock Lesnar destroy everyone, take out everyone he can, and then just leave. I think, and he forfeits for his team. I think that would have been like, he's come in, he's done his work, he's destroyed everyone, and like his thing used to be, eat, sleep, conquer, repeat. I think he just walks in, conquers a lot, smashes them all, fucks off. Yeah, I'm done.
I mean, 21 years though, like since he was last in the team, though, wasn't he? That's a long time.
And do you know who he was? David does.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah, Shinsuke Nakamura. And do you know what he did in that match? Put Shinsuke through a table.
What a geezer.
So I was actually at the last event that he was meant to tag with someone.
Yeah.
The Raw after Mania 39, and he absolutely obliterated Cody Rhodes. I was at that Raw, and I was very pissed off at that Raw that he did what he did. I was not happy, because I thought them two against what was in the Bloodline would have been really good. But yeah, kind of let down by. I'm not let down by it. I thought there'd be a little bit more happen. Obviously, we expected there to be some kind of interference, but
I think that's probably why I was a bit underwhelmed with the match, because I think we were speaking about it on our previous.
I think you make that match a little bit better if when whoever this masked guy is escaping the cage, if they Vince McMahon, it was me, Austin, but top of the cage, pull the mask off, look at them, and just dip. I think that would have given a bit more of an extra push.
It'll be interesting to see how they go forward with it. Like will they announce on Raw tonight, or will Tatum say they've got nothing? They don't know nothing. Well, sorry, Raw tomorrow, and say nothing about they don't know nothing about it and try and defend that, and then maybe a few weeks down the line he'll pop up again somewhere.
I'd be interested if they did like a segment where Paul and everyone's like talking about it, and they're like, we don't know who it is. Maybe you see Austin Theory just walk in the background, or someone in a black hoodie walk in the background, and they try and collar it, and it's like no one, and they're like, sorry, it's just like a worker. Or maybe if we get a situation where they're like interviewing, I don't know, say Jey Uso or something, and then in the background you see Paul Heyman and someone in a black hoodie talking.
Yeah.
And you kind of line it up that way, and maybe not ruin it straight away. Give it a couple of weeks to build.
I reckon it would make more sense to do like reveal them at the Rumble, maybe like say give them number 30 spot or something, and that just like like Paul will now say like you'll find out who it is at the Rumble, and then like work it up from there, and then be like closer to the time say yeah their entrance is like say number 30, well number 30, even though it's supposed to be random, like they get the last spot or something, and then boom, they come out, all hell breaks loose with whoever it is.
The other option you could do is you could literally have number 30 hit some random music play. Maybe if Austin Theory, if it is Theory, gets a new entrance song. You have this music play, all the screens are black, and just comes out dressed as he was, puts the hood down, rips the mask off, and that's when you then reveal it. You don't actually kind of announce it any kind of way, like number 30 is this guy. You just have it as, even if it's not 30, it could be like number 15.
Oh, yeah.
I think you still get the pop of, whose music's this? Who the fuck's this guy? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh my god, that links to that, and you'll hear that kind of like the little double pop situation. But I think a lot of way. We'll quickly touch on before we finish, because I expected a 20-minute podcast, and again we've gone an hour. Just your thoughts on SmackDown with the MFT versus Sammy and his crew in the Survivor Traditional Series match, and Uncle Howdy and the Wyatts returning and setting up that feud. Come to you first, David. What are your thoughts on that and how that all planned out?
Yeah, it was a great match, and I'm liking where it's heading. But again, what I mentioned before, I do think that could have been on the Survivor Series card, and to just give the story a bit more extra. To be fair, it definitely could have replaced Stephanie and the Nikki Bella match, 100%. But again, solid match, or I always like those type of traditional Survivor Series matches as well. It's one of the best matches, to be fair, I reckon.
Okay, Lisa, should we get going?
Do you agree with Dave Meltzer, who said these war games and the blood and guts match at AEW and stuff, they're no longer special because they are now so common matches? Do you agree with that a little bit? Like maybe we bring back the traditional Survivor Series tag match, and every couple of years we have War Games as its own pay-per-view.
Yeah, like I liked it, like when it was in like NXT and just NXT had it, and it was specific to NXT, and then it's gone now onto the main roster, and now WWE are using it for Survivor Series. But I think Survivor Series is such a unique like PLA pay-per-view that the traditional Survivor, like when you think Survivor Series, you think of the two teams.
Yeah,
Survivor Series,
SmackDown versus Raw.
Yeah, like SmackDown versus Raw versus, and then like versus NXT. Like it'd be nice to have a change. But I think now they've done War Games every year. It's like with the Io Sky with jumping off the pin. That's the traditional. Like it's bound to happen, but it's happened like for the past few years now. Like I think it's time for maybe a change in something. As like last year we had the sort of a similar same team as well.
Matt, can you mute your mic?
We had the same team. We had
but yeah,
we had the same team going the match apart from Sami Zayn on the face team, should we call
it? Yeah, very similar.
I think, but again, it's just in my personal opinion, that type of match. I really like that stipulation of match 5 and 5, the 5 series elimination tag match. And I think that just needs to bring brought back what you mentioned about Dave Meltzer saying that. Do they bring it just unique? Maybe every couple of years, maybe when you've got these big two teams having a big storyline, like the Bloodline, like you had the Bloodline against the team. You had like Team Cena versus the Nexus. It just made sense doing it like that. But now I feel like they're just trying to throw superstars in together, like Logan Paul. Are we still going to see Logan Paul carry on with Paul Heyman, or are we going to? Like,
was it going to be a turn?
Yeah, I think I do think it. Again, I would rate it 7, 8 out of 10. The only reason why I said women's is the match and night for me was purely just because I think I had it in my head that we were going to see maybe a Cody heel turn or something's going to happen within the teams, but that was completely different to what I actually thought it would be. So that's probably why I gave it that.
Interesting in your thoughts, Matt, of would you rather War Games happen every year, or would you rather them bring back the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view?
See, I'm 50-50 because it depends what Hell in a Cell. If it's the red cell, no.
It doesn't matter what the cell is, just bringing back the Hell in a Cell, because I think the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view is massively missed. I think it's one of probably the better things they had.
It is missed, but like to me, it ruined it when obviously when they changed it to the red color cell. Like for me, that was just hard to watch. Like it was just difficult. Whereas obviously the normal color cell, 100%. Like I'd rather bring that back than have War Games take over Survivor Series. Like because Survivor Series for me, it's like it's one of the original realities. Like it should be just a simple.
It's one of the big four.
Simple tag team elimination match. Like not, you have to go over the top with anything. It's just playing two teams, maybe three teams. Like when it was NXT got involved with that one Survivor Series. If you just do it like that, it's simple. War Games keep it to NXT. Keep it like something exclusive.
Yeah,
I reckon you keep War Games to maybe every 2-3 years, and you have it as its own pay-per-view of just WWE presents War Games, not Survivor Series War Games. Maybe you have 2 years of Hell in a Cell, a year of War Games, 2 years Hell in a Cell, War Games. Obviously, you don't want to overload it, and I can understand why they took Hell in a Cell out. When you've got Chamber, you've got Hell in a Cell, and you've got War Games. A lot of cage matches, as much as we like them, but it then meant that they were not putting steel cage matches on Raw and SmackDown and NXT and stuff. But I'd be quite interested to see War Games go back to NXT, just because some of the younger talent and some of the Javon Evans inside War Games would be mental to watch.
Yeah,
that would be incredible.
It'd
but
be
then
the
looking at Sol Ruka, imagine she does a soul snatch off the top of this cage.
Just imagine she missed that.
Yeah.
It would hurt if she missed.
Yeah, but look at Randy. Randy did his RKO, didn't he? And that could have gone terribly wrong.
Yeah, cool.
Maybe it's Randy that returned and stomped CM Punk. No, it's someone different.
You never know. You don't know yet. No one knows.
No,
for certain anyway.
But yeah, we'll wrap it up there because, like I said, expect a 20-minute podcast. I can see David trying so hard to keep himself awake. Bless him. Been a few parts at 9 o'clock this morning, but gonna do something different to end our podcast. We obviously want to start bringing guests on. So whilst we're building up to it as what we think is the next PLE, we've not been announced yet. Want to get your thoughts, Matt? Your prediction on the men's and women's Royal Rumble winners.
You can't do this, man. Like I said the other day. Actually, no. Was it earlier? It was earlier. Like I don't know. Like it's hard to choose because, like I said, like I said to you about, I wasn't sure if Seth Rollins won the Rumble, but he had, and I don't remember him winning that Royal Rumble. But then obviously I was going through all the different ones, and when it comes to COVID, that Rumble, just all different. I mean, it would be nice to see someone like just out the blue, like someone say, for example, like Dominic Mysterio. I mean, for me, he's not there yet. Like he's still got years to go. But like, if it's someone just mid card instead of top tier to win a Rumble, it's something different.
So my prediction for the men's is Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
See, that would be good to see. I mean, personally, I'd be heartbroken because I'm not a huge lover of Sami, but it would be good to see someone different win it instead of like your top, say, 3 picks would be like Roman.
Saying that, Sami Zayn could win it. You don't need to necessarily support Sami Zayn to go and win at Mania.
Yeah.
You could have Sami, as much as we all want Sami to have a title because he deserves one and he does. You could always have it that Sami just never could finish the story, as put Cody ways. You could have him win the Rumble, go and face Cody at Mania or CM Punk and lose. and get a situation where that would turn a lot of heat on someone.
Yeah.
But yeah, my two would be Roxanne Perez to win the women's and Sammy to win the men's.
Okay. I'm going to throw it out here now. Women's, I reckon someone from NXT. I reckon someone from NXT could win that and be like, just throw it the whole WrestleMania out the window and be like, you know what? I'm going for this one. It's better to be different sometimes, like just so it's not.
I'd like Alexa to win it.
Would be good if she won it, but personally, I'm going for an NXT. I don't know who it would be. I'll probably say Sol Ruka if I had a choice. But anyone from NXT wins the women's, I'll be proud.
And the men's?
Men's, you know what? I'm going to go for Roman. I'm just going to throw it out there. I'll go Roman.
David?
Yeah, for the men's, I agree with yourself. Said on the live stream last night, I think it's going to be Sami Zayn winning the men's. Women's, I think it could be. I do think Nikki Bella's going to get one big last push. Despite all you speak about last night, so I could see her possibly winning it. Or I could see Liv going back and trying to get
Rhea
back. Yeah.
Rhea's up there for push. Io get a push. Maybe they give Oscar one last little push.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
we'll end it there. Though.
Yeah.
We've got a few different choices for Royal Rumble winners. Obviously, as the storylines start building over the next couple of weeks, it'll probably make it more clear who's going to win the Rumble. But for any of our watchers who might be American, we want to wish you all. We hope you've had a good Thanksgiving weekend.
Yep.
Did that yesterday. Completely forgot. But I hope you've had a good Thanksgiving weekend. We are December the 1st tomorrow, so it is well and truly the build to Christmas now.
Christmas time.
We will probably do a couple Christmas specials to get them out. We've got our video for the midweek coming out, so keep your eyes out some point in the week. Me and David will give you a rundown of our top 10 greatest tag teams. Just quickly, Matt, who's your top 3?
Top 3. DX, Hardys. Enzo Amore and Big Cass. I have to throw that one out there.
I knew you'd say them too. We won't reveal ours. You'll have to wait until the video to see who our top 3 are.
Yes.
I'll definitely watch that one.
But that'll be a good one. That's, again, another long one, so I apologise already. But for everyone out there who watches every week, we want to appreciate, we thank you. We appreciate all the support. If you can like, comment, subscribe, and share this as much as you can around all your social media platforms, help us get the word out there that we are going. And allow us just to keep bringing you content that we love bringing. WWE don't stop. It happens every week. We ain't going to stop. We're going to be here every week. But I'm not doing an NXT video on Christmas Day.
No.
That's all I'm saying. So we will see you for this week in WWE next Sunday. Or Monday, we'll bring you another podcast back. I'll probably see you in the week. And we potentially might throw a couple of other videos in there just to keep you going. But
no, just say thanks for having me as well. Thank you for having me.
You are welcome to come on whenever you want to. We'll say it to anyone else. Anybody out there that wants to come on, just message us. You're more than welcome to come give your opinions. And maybe we'll get you on a top 10 video and get your thoughts on something else. So, but yeah, until next time, gents, it's been a pleasure.
Promise you you'll kiss me.